What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life of Poetry. I am Poetry. You are here for PNTV. That is Poetry's news and twisted views. I'm late for work this morning, y'all, because my daughter missed her bus, so I had to take her to college. And I'm on my way in, so hopefully I got some smooth road to ride on. PNTV. I really didn't have much to talk about until OG Purple Johnson, thank you, big up sis. She tagged me on Twitter in the YouTube story that is out there. One of our fellow YouTube and content creators, Nasim Aghdam, was involved in a shooting yesterday at YouTube headquarters. She apparently shot 3 people with the handgun and then in turn turned around and killed herself. When OG Purple Johnson first tagged me in, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I was about to do a really insensitive joke. Well, not even a joke, I guess it's a joke. When she first tagged me in, I was thinking, I'm gonna tell y'all what I was thinking. This must have been somebody that had less than 1,000 subscribers and they mad. That was my first thought, and I said, don't post that because it could be really insensitive, especially if it's true. Well, it's close to being true, you know what I'm saying? Nasim had 4 YouTube channels. One that she did in Farid, another one she did in Turkish, another one she did in English, and then she had animal rights channel that she spoke on animal rights. She also had an Instagram page where she did vegan living and health and fitness. All of her channels have since been shut down since the shooting. Apparently, what happened was she drove from San Diego up to Mountain View, California, right? Her family had reported her missing because she had answered her cell phone since Saturday, reported her missing. And the police was able to track down her car, and they found her sitting in her car asleep in Mountain View. Well, when they found her asleep, they reported back to the family. She's alive, she's fine, and she's well. They closed the case. Her brother, he decided to research Mountain View and realized that it was very close to the YouTube headquarters in Bruno, California. And knowing the issues that she was having with YouTube, they called the police again and said, hey, we think that something is going to happen, because she was very angry with YouTube and at how she's been treated on her channels. I don't think that the police took heed to that, or, you know, because they already figured missing person, case closed, you know. I don't think they took heed to that. And she went into the YouTube headquarters. I'm not sure if it was targeted or not. They first was saying that she was going after probably an ex-boyfriend. Well, I don't know why her ex-boyfriend would be 700 miles away in the YouTube headquarters, but that ain't what the girl was going. She drove from San Diego 700 miles to go shoot up the YouTube headquarters. Her family was unaware that she owned a gun. She seemed like, you know, a nice, loving person according to what they were saying. But like I said, they knew she had issues with YouTube, and when YouTube decided to demonetize a lot of our channels, it was basically because you had to have 1,000 subscribers, and you had to have 40,000 YouTube hours. That's 240,000 watch time minutes, if you do the conversion. And her particular channel was being flagged for inappropriate content, because she always dressed, well, not always, a lot of times she came in her hijab when she did her videos. So, but she was being flagged for inappropriate content, which there wasn't anything she was saying inappropriate, at least in English, that they was able to identify. She was being flagged for, she got her weight loss. She got flagged for a workout video for age restricted content. Now, I personally myself have been the same way. I put up a workout video and I got flagged for inappropriate content and said that it also wasn't user friendly, so it's blocked in a lot of different countries. I had on a sports bra and some leggings in the video, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe some shorts in the video. And I tried to file an appeal, but I couldn't file an appeal because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Well, she has filed appeals after the appeals, and her appeals could get denied. her accounts kept getting demonetized, or her channel kept getting flagged. A lot of different things kept going on her channel because she felt that they was targeting her. One, because her being a Muslim woman, she felt that she was being targeted. We as black content creators of YouTube, if you don't know by now, if you say the word Black Lives Matter, your video is flagged. If you talked about any political views, your channel is flagged. And when it gets flagged, it gets demonetized. They limit the resources on it. For me, since I'm no longer monetized, since they already removed my monetization, basically I get shuffled down to the bottom of the totem pole, so my video is not seen. So we have to try creative ways to like tag our videos and title our videos, so that way we won't get limited viewership. Like my tags sometimes don't even mention the fullness of what I'm talking about. Like when I talked about Stephon Clark before, I didn't put that tag in the video because I knew it was going to get flagged. When I talked about the guy with the bomb, it got flagged. So there's certain things that we try not to do so people can actually view the video. But yeah, YouTube does that to I notice a lot of black channels. And you can go to a lot of content creators who are not black, white, Asian, and they're talking about some of the same subject matters that we're speaking of, but they got millions and millions of views, and they may have less than 1,000 subscribers as well. And so you can clearly see the division on YouTube. And like, I watch a lot of people, not just black people. I watch a lot of people, so I see it all over the place. So yeah, they really don't have. If you're around in Google, you will see a lot of different videos. The crazed woman, she was crazy because anybody that talks about political views and they don't necessarily in line with the government in which the country that you live in or what have you, or the country that you're from, they consider you to be crazy because you're a conspiracy theorist or some shit like that. You're crazy. And then the fact that she was a Muslim sister on top of it, of course, they're going to tie that together and probably spin some old crazy ass story in a minute. They probably finna turn down her whole background as well. But at the same time, she did go into this facility and shoot people. She was the only one who ended up dead. The others are still in the hospitals, fair, stable, and I think one is in critical condition, which they still can come back from, but it's still critical condition. I'm not sure how she picked the people. Maybe it was the names on her appeal responses. Maybe, I don't know. But I don't know if there's going to be more to that story or not. Right now, I just know that they're on a frenzy to tear her down and her mental state down. And of course, they always try to blame stuff on mental conditions when it's a non-black person, or usually with Muslim people of the Muslim faith, they try to connect it to some type of terrorist shit. They always try to do that shit. So it's a sad state. I mean, my heart goes out to the people who were affected by this, and she ended up losing her life, taking her own life because of this. I think it's just a sad state of affairs, especially if you feel like you're being bullied to a certain point. I think myself and Beautiful Soul was talking about this on one of not Beautiful Soul, it was Lady Nico. We was talking about this on one of the videos that she spoke about content creators and them responding back to commenters and lashing out. But what I'm hitting at is that you don't know what these people are going through that are making these videos. You don't know what the people are going through who are actually commenting on these videos, and you might just come up on the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? And at that particular time, they came up on the wrong person. If it's really about YouTube, they came up on somebody who felt like she was being targeted and being, harassed. And she has some validity to that, I believe. I really do. But the way she was able to handle it is a lot different than the average person would probably want her to handle it. But it just happens that way. Speaking of Stephon Clark, since I mentioned his name, he was the 22-year-old that was shot by the Sacramento police, and it has since came out that he has a dislike towards black women, darker skinned black women. And so of course they turn up his page and showing all the statements and the comments that he makes against black women. He sounds like Kodak Black. If you ever heard me talk about Kodak Black before, about how he think dark skinned black women are ugly and they're a disgrace to black people, and you know, he was a dark skinned person himself, and so is Kodak Black, but they have this hate and disrespect towards black women. So of course, you know, they want black women to band up against him and this, that, and the third. Okay, my whole point to this, regardless of what the man's point of views were, and Black Lightning, if you watch Black Lightning, he said this in his video, regardless of what this person's political views are, their point of views are, their thoughts are, it does not change the fact that he was still killed unjustifiably. You may not shed a tear for him over his political views, but it does not change that fact. It does not say, okay, well, fine, he should have been one that got killed by the police unjustifiably. It does not change that fact at all. For me, I don't know why it would for anybody else. That's all I'm pretty much going to say about that fair. Bill Cosby trial is underway. In the pre-trial motions, he had two big so-called wins in his book. The judge is going to allow somebody to come up and refute the victim or the accuser to prove how much of a liar this person is. And they are basically spinning their whole defense is that she's a gold digger. So that's what they're going to be using for this particular case. And the judge is going to allow this testimony to go through. So that's all the update we have so far on Bill Cosby. The judge even went so far to question the jurors on how they felt about the Me Too campaign. And I always find that really strange. That's how one of the reasons why I got locked up and held in contempt of court is because the judge directly asked me a question about the case, which during the interview process, the judge shouldn't be asking you shit. That's up for the lawyers to weed out who is going to be in that process. But the judge decided to ask the jurors in this particular case how they feel about the Me Too process, what's their bias on that, to help weed out the people who could not be sitting on this jury for Bill Cosby. Crazy. I was watching Rambling K's video the other day. I'm trying to catch up on all my sister's videos, and she mentioned Chris Brown being back in the news. Baby, Chris Brown allegedly, I can't even say allegedly because he was in the video. He was in the video choking the shit out of a girl. And in the video, you can clearly see another person come in, and it looks like she's trying to separate Chris's hands from around this girl's neck. And Chris Brown said that they was just playing. Remember that other basketball player, NBA, who was beating the shit out of his girlfriend and dragging her down the hotel hallway and got arrested for kidnapping and abuse. And he said, "Oh, we was just playing." That's how, I guess, roughhousing is how dudes play with you nowadays. You know, you could play wrestle with your mate, but no, that wasn't playing. That wasn't playing. And I think her video is called it's the Cancel Files or something like that. I don't know. I love Rambling K's, but I can't remember the exact name of the. That's my first time actually catching it. But Chris Brown has been on a downward spiral in my mind for a long effing time. Like, I was still able to rock out to some of his music back in the day, and then at some point when the drugs really kicked in, when they really took over, I'm super late for work. When the drugs really took over, I could hear the difference in his voice in the music, and then I started saying, like, I can't even listen to that song. It's just and then he's trying to be overly sexual. Him and Trey Songz always try to be overly sexual in the song, and it just doesn't always ring my bell, you know. But the more and more this young man gets in front of the camera and opens his mouth, I can't even call him a young man no more. That nigga almost 30. The more he opens his damn mouth, it just like, shut the fuck up. That's all I want to say to Chris Brown, dumbass. Oh my God, he just hurts my soul. I mean, I can't even blame it on the drugs all the time, even though he's on drugs. You better believe that boy is on drugs. The drugs like alcohol to me just enhances the shit that's already inside of you. It's just bringing it out to the forefront. It's making it more and more and more. Like when Rihanna decided to forgive him for beating her ass and the fight that they had, you know, I tried to let that shit go because she was letting that shit go, but I was side-eyeing that motherfucker then. And now, then with Karuchi, I was like, dude, this is a pattern. It's a pattern of abuse. It's a pattern of abuse. And I understand this could be a learned behavior because your mother was abused. But you got to, at some point, take responsibility for your actions and start, you know, trying to get better control of yourself. But see, he thinks in his mind that he's justified in everything that he says and he does. Sad excuse for a man. Speaking of abuser, I didn't speak on the Emily B and Fabulous situation the other day. I was going around a lot of different videos. I know I was on Beautiful Souls video about this when she talked about Fabulous and Emily B. And I think Bondi Blue talked about it as well. And I think I saw Jamaica Nicole post something on Twitter about it. I didn't watch a video about hers, but I saw her post a Twitter post about it. And Fabulous ain't shit as a human being or a person. And people was like talking about how good of a rapper he is. Oh, he was just a great rapper. He really went down. I actually only remember 2 songs by Fabulous my damn self, so I can't really call him a great fucking rapper. He did good in the songs that he did. The one he did with Neo is still my motherfucking jam, but it's contradictory to the life that he lives as a person. If you watch Love and Hip Hop in its first conception, Emily B was on, I believe, the first 2 seasons, and they had been together, I think, 7 years at that time, and he wasn't willing to acknowledge her in person or out in front in public to people that she was even his girlfriend. They had kids together, if I'm not mistaken, 2 kids at the time, and he was refusing to acknowledge her then, and she kept begging this man for her love and affection. And of course we all saying she should have left then, she should have got out then. We got a lot of shoulda coulda wouldas, and I think Jamaica had mentioned that we so quick to always saying what the woman shouldn't do. We're not looking at the man. And I think verbally we are quick to do that, but I don't think that we are not looking at the man as a whole. We know he's a dog and a scumbag and everything, but I think when we say that she should have walked away a long time ago and things like that, we don't know her situation. We don't know why she didn't walk away. We don't know if she felt like she couldn't go anywhere, because clearly Emily has, I'm going to say, some self-esteem issues. Clearly, because she told her father and her brother to go back to the house and clear out the guns. Not go to the house and move my stuff. Not go to the house and handle that motherfucking nigga yourself for me. You know, like we would always do when we was younger. We had some dude getting ugly with us, and the first thing we say, I'm going to call my brother. I'm going to call my cousin. I'm going to call my uncle. You know what I'm saying? We would do that to go handle a dude for us. So she didn't do that. She said, go get the guns, as if she was going to go back home and be back with this man. She just didn't want the guns to be there because she feared for her life because of the guns. Like, so it's clearly there is something that Emily is dealing with, is self-esteem. She's lacking. Baby girl is lacking. It's clearly. I need to really. Ooh. I hope I ain't got nothing that I need to do, because the boss that I thought was her ain't her. Shit. Okay. And I got 10 minutes to get it done. This one that's here probably wouldn't have called me. But I'm going to do this for 2 more minutes, and I'm going to go in this building. And so she did need to walk away. She did. At some point in our lives, we hope that we can gain the strength to walk out of a bad situation. And Love and Hip Hop started, I don't know how many years ago, and she's still in this situation. Like, sis, get some strength. I pray that she gets some strength to walk away, but it don't seem at this point that that's what she's going to do, because that's all she wanted was the guns removed, not her. She wasn't trying to remove herself from the situation. She wasn't even trying to remove him from the situation. He was threatening the father and the brother and everything on camera. He was all buck wild with his little narrow ass. This has just been I ain't got no happy news. No happy news for y'all. None. This is PNTV. I need to get in here and get to work, because I'm like super late. I got stuff to do. I got to get it done within 11 minutes now. And if I got to get it done within 11 minutes, I got to be able to be back in my car and drive away in the next 11 minutes timely without having an accident. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank y'all for coming back to this channel. Like the video if you have any, if you haven't done so already. Comment, because I like to comment and communicate with you all. I need a jacket. It's cold out here. I didn't bring another heavier jacket. Oh, good. I got one. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, and I appreciate all your support. Hit the notification bell on your way out or your way in. Well, on your way out, because it's at the end of the video. So that way you can be notified when all these videos come to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace.